Ring, ring, ring.
This is me and my mama. We're ready for the wedding. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time checking me out, welcome. My name is Aysha. I'd love it if you subscribe down below and join the fam. Today's video, I am here barefaced because I'm doing a chit chat, get ready with me / makeup tutorial. I literally got so many requests from you guys to do this look over here, and literally so many requests, guys. I'm gonna be doing that because I'm actually going to a wedding tonight. I just wanted to film myself getting ready because I'm gonna be recreating that exact same look. I obviously don't have my contacts in today, so if you guys do want to recreate this look with those contacts, then I mean, go ahead. I just was already running late and it takes me about like 30 minutes to put those contacts in, so I can't even be bothered. But you know, while I'm explaining this intro to you guys, I'm going to start my brows. The makeup may look a little different without the contacts. I feel like the contacts sort of added this really exotic vibe, but I am going to go with my plain natural eyes. I still love my eye color, so. I got a lot of questions on where I got the contacts, even though I tagged them in every photo and also always list it in the description box of my videos, but they're by Solidica. From lens.me. That's like the website that I got them from. I did get them sent to me, so I didn't buy them with my own money, but I actually do really like them. I think they look really, really natural. I mean, obviously, like, they're not natural, like they're not gonna look exactly like my eyes, but like, if someone just met me on the side of the road, I feel like they'd probably think my eyes were that color. They did look a little gray in the photos, but in person they were definitely a hazel green, and I absolutely love them. So I mainly just got them so that I could wear in my makeup tutorials and just to change my look up a bit and like Instagram and stuff. I can't really see myself wearing them all the time, like if I go to parties or if I go to weddings and stuff like this, because I mean, like, after about the 4-hour mark they do start to get a little dry and uncomfortable, so I would just rather not have that in my eye. Okay, so my brows are on, and I actually used the Annabelle brow pencil that I was talking about, and then I went over them with the Essence Make Me Brow, which is my favorite brow gel, and I carved it out using the Tarte Shape Tape, and yeah, so that's how I got my brows. I actually totally forgot to tell you guys like what kind of wedding it is. It's gonna be like a cultural wedding, so it's gonna be a Harari wedding, and it's actually my childhood friend / cousin that's getting married, and yeah, so it's kind of cool. I'm really excited. But this is called Gegan Nafi, which technically means, like, it's kind of hard to translate it, but it's like the traditional Harari women clothing, and it looks like this. So these are the pants. These are the little pants, and it has really beautiful detail, and it is black. And then this is the, it's called a fota or maid fota. And this you put like on top of your hijab or like whatever, if you're showing your hair and stuff, you just kind of lay it over. So yeah, that's kind of matching. And then I'm not sure, yeah, you probably can't see it, but I have my dress in the back, but don't worry, I will show you guys everything later on. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and prime. I'm gonna be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I just kind of want some hydration because I'm gonna be putting a lot of makeup on my face, so I need my face to stay hydrated. To go over that, just to make sure my skin is nice and smooth, I'm gonna be going over with the Estee Lauder Smoother Primer. And I just kind of focus that on areas that foundation either usually breaks up on me, which is always around my nose, and then also in my pores over here, I just kind of like to press them in. And then I have a bit of texture on my forehead here, so I like to smooth that on. So we're actually getting a very early start to the wedding series. I went to a lot of weddings last summer and you guys saw me get ready with a bunch of them, and a lot of you guys enjoyed those videos, so I'm really glad to start off wedding season with this tutorial as well. I'm gonna go in with the WYCON color corrector. I'm gonna place that around the dark areas. I have a whole video on how to cover like hyperpigmentation, like my technique. So if you guys want to see that, I will have it as a card right over here. This brush is just by Wet n Wild. I bought it for foundation, but I kind of didn't like how it applied foundation, so I just use it for my color corrector, and I actually really like it. The last time I did this look, I actually just used the Hourglass foundation all over my face. And I have actually been loving it ever since I reviewed it for the first time. But just to ensure that I don't get any like creases and smile lines around my face, I am going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation because I know for sure that these do not give me any sort of creasing around my mouth. Also, I find the Wet n Wild one actually does break up around my mouth, or sorry, around my nose. And that's kind of the only place that it looks weird. I might have just been using like a weird primer that day or something, but it happened to me like twice so far. So I don't want to risk that because foundation breaking up on your nose does not look cute. Seriously guys, I feel like Wet n Wild has been slaying the makeup game as of late. Like everything that I've tried from them, I've loved. Except for that concealer, but I'm gonna give it another try because a lot of people keep saying they love it. So I might have just been using it weird, I don't know, but I'm like this foundation, every time I wear it, I get at least one person asking me what is on my face because it is just so freaking good. Like I've been using it over a lot of my high-end foundations lately. I'm gonna be putting this everywhere else. And I actually prefer to just use the Beauty Blender for this foundation. Like, I don't know, I just love the application better. And this foundation blends so freaking nicely. I know I keep saying so much about this foundation, but I'm just so in love with it. I have a whole review on it though. So definitely check out that video if you're interested in buying it. Oh, I went to the dentist the other day. I got a cavity. And like I don't know what it is. I can't tell if it's like just the motion of me opening my mouth for that long and like them drilling my teeth and stuff. I don't know what it is, but it feels like I have a bruise like underneath my chin, underneath my like cheek. So anytime I'm like trying to blend out my foundation here, it like hurts so much. That's why I'm like going like really soft right over here. But it hurts. I don't know what it is. This foundation, I did notice, is a little bit dark for me. Like it goes on really, really orange. But in a weird way, I kind of like it. Like I like how it makes me look more tan. I don't know. And in pictures, it photographs so well because of that. Because then my under eyes look nice and highlighted, but then the rest of my face looks like super bronzed and just like gorgeous and flawless. I don't know. I've been liking using like darker foundations lately. I'm gonna go in with my concealer now. This is my Tarte Shape Tape. It is like pretty much done. I really need to open my second one, but this is in the shade Dark. I always like to put this down first before I go in with a highlighting shade, just so that it doesn't look too ashy under here. I'm like scraping out every little piece of this. This is like such a good concealer. I know that looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Like there's barely anything on this brush. So I just kind of like smear it on there as best as I could. And then I take Tan Sand, which is much lighter. And I use this, I just put like a couple swipes, usually just 3. And then I kind of smear it around as well with the tip. If I do apply too much though, I usually just take any remainder and dab it on my forehead just to kind of balance out the brightness. Put down some down my nose and then also a little on my chin over here. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to do some university advice type videos. I definitely will be doing them very soon. I just kind of want to know your opinion, like how I should do them. I don't know if I should do like Q&As or just like film my own type of advice and like not ask for questions. But I feel like people actually have specific questions, so I might do kind of like a hybrid between that. So kind of like me film my own sort of video, but then go on Snapchat or something and be like, you know, I'm filming this right now. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them at the end of the video. So let me know what type of format you guys would like to see for those types of videos, because I know a lot of you guys are like younger, maybe you're in university, like in your early years, or you're about to go into university and you just want some advice. And I totally want to give that to you because, as you know, I just finished university. My graduation is in June and I'm so excited. And actually like a couple days after that, like my graduation is on a Friday, and a couple days after that I'm going to LA. I'm flying to LA for VidCon, and I'm actually extending my trip a bit as well. So I'm gonna be in LA for a full week, and I'm so excited because last time I went for Gen Beauty, it was freaking pouring. Like, it was the rainiest weekend ever, like ever, and I never knew that LA could get that rainy. I'll also be spending Eid there, which I'm like happy about but also kind of sad about because I'm not gonna be with any of my cousins and stuff. But I do have a lot of friends out in LA that I can celebrate with, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Before I set my under eyes, I think I'm just gonna go in with some medium deep translucent powder by Laura Mercier. And my technique for this is I always go like this, and then I set it. Because I feel like it kind of like stretches out the skin and then sets all the crevices. I don't know, it works. And what I've been doing recently is actually kind of mixing the two. So I take a little bit of Ben Nye and a little bit of the Laura Mercier, and then I just kind of like mix that around and then dab that underneath my eyes. I just find it gives less of an ashy sort of look. I also haven't been baking lately. I kind of just like press the powder into my eye and then kind of wipe it off. And then I don't really set the rest of my face. I just take whatever's remaining on my beauty blender and just kind of like tap that on the other areas. Just because I do go over with like bronzer and stuff, and I don't want it to be like too powdery. Just to add a little more highlight is to take a little bit of like a banana shade, or Tarte has one in the contour kit that I have, but I have just been recently using this because I find it gives a really nice smooth finish underneath the eyes as well. And I just take a small little brush and tap that in there and then kind of like press it right underneath my eyes. And also down the sides of my nose. And I find that just gives a really nice highlighted effect. I'm going to be using just the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. You can see I'm going to need a new one very soon, but for now it's doing the job. When I'm like sort of bronzing, a little bit of the powder goes into my mouth and it tastes like chocolate. It's a nice little treat. Ooh, I feel like I never really talked about this too much, but I did get a new camera, so a lot of you guys have been saying my quality has improved a lot, and that is because I got my new little baby. I actually got the Canon 80D. It is such an amazing camera. It has brilliant autofocus. Like, as you can see, I can hold this up and it focuses so fast, and then it focuses right back on my face, like super quick. And my other camera did not do that. Like, if I wanted to focus on something, I would have to like put the product up at the camera, like focus it myself, and then like go back and then unfocus it myself. Like, it was a pain in the ass, to be honest. And I'm just like so happy that I finally upgraded, and I love the way that it blurs the background. I know it's not like as blurry as, you know, a different sort of lens, but I just use the kit lens that it came with. It's like the 18 by 55 millimeter, and I find that does a lovely job. I will contour my nose though. That was a little bit of a harsh line over there. Let's blend that out. So for blush, I can't really remember what blush I used, but I think it was this one. This is in the Knockout palette by Colourpop, and I've actually really been liking this. See how like nice and subtle that is? I find it just adds like a really pretty flush to the cheeks without being too much. For the eyes, I actually used the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette for the entire eye, and I just stuck to the neutrals over here. I think first I went into the shade Zobo, which is this one over here. Pretty much using the same brush for the entire eye look, and then I use my finger for one of the colors. But yeah, I'm just going to put this as my transition color. You can be kind of messy with this, like it's not a super defined look. So to apply this, as you can see, I'm just kind of using windshield wiper motions and going sort of like above my crease as a transition, but then I am sort of putting this into the crease as well. So I guess while I'm here and blending, I will talk a bit about my goals for this summer. So my goal, I've been actually working out a lot. I've been working out at least 3 to 4 times a week. I do want to bump that up to 5 times a week, but my life has been super busy this past week, this past couple weeks, but inshallah, like, it will get back to normal. So yeah, I've been really enjoying the gym. I've been doing this program by Kayla. I think it's called like BBG. I forget what that stands for, but it's a really, really good program and I've been really enjoying it. So I've been doing that. If you guys want me to film some like fitness videos, then definitely let me know. I'll probably film those probably after Ramadan, which brings me to my next topic, Ramadan. It's kind of cutting into my gymming sort of routine, but I think that I am still gonna go to the gym during Ramadan because I don't want to like quit, you know, because I know if I quit for a whole month, then I definitely will not stick to it like once Ramadan is finished. So yeah, it should be interesting. I will have maybe some videos, like some food videos on like what we eat for iftar, like an Ethiopian iftar. We're definitely gonna have some fam iftars, and if you guys know who the fam is, it's like, you know, all my girls from Hijabi Talks, which actually Hijabi Talks just came out. It was my last video. It was on Monday, so definitely check it out, because a lot of you guys have been asking for that. But yeah, we're definitely going to be planning some really fun iftars. So I think I might have some sort of like, I'm definitely going to have my Eid series. You guys know if you've been followers of my channel for a while, I have an Eid series that I do every single year. This will be the 3rd year that I'm doing it. I'm excited for that. I will have some Eid lookbooks, a bunch of Eid makeup tutorials, what else is maybe Eid hijab style, stuff like that. And but I think like before that, so there's gonna be like a whole week of my Eid series. But before that, I definitely want to do like weekly vlogs, like weekly Ramadan vlogs, so you guys can see what I do during Ramadan. You know, if we hang out with friends and have group iftars. I always go to my community's iftar every Saturday, so that should be fun too. And then obviously me in VidCon, it cuts into the last week of Ramadan. So yeah, I will be in LA for the last week of Ramadan, including Eid. So I think it'll be really interesting. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would love to see that, like a weekly Ramadan vlog, and just videos catered to Ramadan. I know not all of my viewers are Muslim, which is totally fine, but I think it is sort of fun to see different cultures, different religions, and their practices. Ooh, I totally forgot to mention, I took the shade Zulu. Ooh, I just messed up the name. Sorry, that first shade that I took is called Burkina, which was the lighter brown, and then this one is called Zulu, which is sort of like a super warm brown, and that's what I kind of worked into my eyes right now. I kind of put that in my crease and then sort of all over my lid as well. I'm actually just gonna go back into Burkina, which is this one, on a smaller brush and just work that underneath my eye as well. You never want to forget about underneath the eye, especially if you want to create a super like smoky and just like sultry look, because it kind of just like changes the whole look. Lighter eyes, oh my god, this looks so beautiful. Like this sort of like deep red color. I think that's why my contacts stood out so much, because I used that sort of underneath my eye and it just like, I don't know, it went really well. Now for the fun part, I went into the shade Casablanca, which is this one over here. It is a gorgeous sort of like bronze copper shade, and I just took that on my ring finger like I always do, and I just kind of tapped it all over my lid like this. It was like so easy, guys, literally so easy. Tapped it all over my lid, and it doesn't matter if it's like too messy because I did go in with a brush later on afterwards and kind of blended that into the crease. Then just to sort of blend this area, I took the same brush and very lightly blended that into the crease. Now if you wanted to make that color a little more vibrant and sort of like metallic, you could take it on a brush, like a synthetic brush, with some like MAC Fix Plus and dip it in there, because it is a very creamy eyeshadow. Actually, let's try it. I'm using this spray by Pixie. I just sprayed a little though, so let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that definitely made it a little more foiled. So I'm just gonna focus this just on the center. And then I wanted to add a little more sparkle, so I just used one of these Stila Stay All Day, what is this called? Magnificent Metal Glitter Shadow. This one is in the shade Smoldering Satin. One of you guys actually recommended that I get this, so thank you because I'm obsessed with it. And I just took a little on the back of my hand, just like that. And then I used my finger, I kind of like dabbed it in there, and then I kind of tapped that right over the shadow. And this adds a really beautiful sort of sparkle. And it's like really easy to do because you don't have to worry about like like eyelash glue. Not eyelash glue, like glitter glue or anything. And it's not like, I mean, like it's super subtle. That's how easy the eyes are, and they just look so beautiful when the glitter sort of catches the light. And I'm just gonna add a wing liner. I'm using the Bomb Schwing liner, a nice little wing, and then come back. I'm actually gonna apply false lashes as well in the meantime because I cannot do that on camera for the life of me, but I'm using the velour lashes. A lot of you guys were asking which ones these are, and they are What the Fluff. So they look like this. They're so beautiful, but you'll see how they look on the eyes once I'm done. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. I don't know what that was. So I'm just gonna go into the shade Dahlia, which is this light champagne shade. And I already kind of started this, but I put this in my brow bone to give a little bit of light over there. And then I think I'm also gonna drag that into my inner corner. And for my lower lash line, I actually used a blue shade because I don't know, I just kind of wanted a pop of color. And the scarf that I'm wearing actually has some blue in it, so it'll be a good match. So I'm gonna be mixing the two shades by Makeup Geek in Mint and Ocean. And then for my tight line, I'm just going in with the Man Eater eyeliner by Tarte. Now for the exciting part, my highlight, I actually used the Colourpop highlighter in the Knockout palette as well on a fan brush. And I'll show you the second one. It's a trick that I've been using to make sure apples of my cheek look really nice and highlighted. But for now, I'm going to be using this one. It is like a really beautiful, like peachy bronze one. And then on a more defined highlighting brush, I take, where is it? This is the Ofra Color Wheel. It's called the highlighter in Beverly Hills. So it kind of has like a cool little wheel like this. And I take these two shades over here. Whoops, no. This bronze one and then mixed with the champagne. And then right over here, I use that just because it catches the light really beautifully. And I don't go any higher with this. So I just kind of focus it over here. And then I go over it with my beauty blender to make sure it is blended very nicely. Just like that. So it's a really subtle, well, I should say subtle, but it's just a really beautiful bronzy glow. So I'm going to be using my favorite setting spray. I do this before my lips just because I like it better. But I'm using the All Nighter by Makeup Forever. Oh no, this is by Urban Decay. And this seriously keeps your makeup on all night. It's amazing. And then just to ensure that it's nice and glowy right over here, I am going to take a little bit of this Pixie Glow Mist and I'm just going to spray it right on top of my highlight. So while that kind of sets, I'm going to be using the MAC Chestnut Lip Liner, my go-to lip liner. And for my lip color, I'm actually using the Dose of Colors Cork liquid lipstick. And I've been loving this lately. One of you guys actually asked if I've ever tried the Dose of Colors, so I just purchased it for you guys, and I actually really like it. So, and then right over top of that, I'm using the Colourpop and Hello Kitty Ultra Glossy Lip. This is like a beautiful sort of metallic lip topper. Sorry, my nails look really ratchet because there's makeup all over it. But I'm just gonna place that in the center and then dab it out. Oh my god, I think it just started raining. No. And that is pretty much the completed oops. That is pretty much the completed look for the makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on my clothes and then I'll come back and show you, or I'll just insert a picture or something. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in a second when I show you my outfit, or I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys! So this is a super awkward angle, but This is pretty much what I did with my hijab. I have no idea how to wear it, honestly, but it's by Chanute & Co. It's in the shade Lene, I believe. And you can kind of see my lighting in my butt in the background. But let me back up so you guys can see my entire outfit. So this is what the traditional Harari clothes looks like. So I think I'm gonna take this bag today. So this is what the entire outfit looks like. This is me, my mama. We're ready for the wedding. This is what she's wearing the gray version and I'm wearing the black. But yeah. Excited, mama?
Yeah. Okay.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.